If you ever hear someone knocking on your bedroom window from the second floor, don't look outside. My name is Tyler Mason, and this happened in October of 2023 in a suburb outside Portland, Oregon. At the time, I was 24, working part-time at a warehouse while trying to save money to move out of my parents' house. My parents had gone to Arizona for 2 weeks to visit family, so for the first time in years, I had the whole house to myself. It was supposed to be relaxing, no one asking where I was going, no one complaining when I stayed up gaming until 3 a.m., no one waking me up early. Just peace. The house itself was a normal 2-story suburban home at the end of a cul-de-sac. Quiet neighborhood, streetlights, friendly neighbors, the kind of place where nothing scary ever happens. At least, that's what I thought. The first strange thing happened on the second night alone. I was downstairs in the kitchen around midnight making ramen when I heard a tapping sound. Tap, tap, tap. It was faint, almost rhythmic. I assumed it was tree branches hitting the siding from the wind, but when I looked outside the kitchen window, the trees were completely still. Then it happened again. Tap, 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 this time louder, coming from upstairs, more specifically, my bedroom window. I froze. My bedroom was on the second floor, facing the backyard. There was no tree near that side of the house, no ladder outside, nothing anyone could stand on. I stared at the ceiling like I could somehow see through it. Then the tapping stopped. I told myself it was the house settling, pipes, birds, anything logical. I carried the ramen upstairs, went into my room and checked the window. Nothing outside. Just darkness over the backyard fence. I locked it anyway and closed the blinds. For the next few nights, nothing happened. Then on Friday, my friend Connor came over. We ordered pizza, played games, and stayed up late. Around 1:15 a.m., while we were in my room, Connor paused mid-sentence. "Did you hear that?" I muted the TV. Tap, tap, tap on the window. Connor laughed nervously. "What the hell?" I forced a smile. "Probably a branch." He pointed to the blinds. "Bro, your room is on the second floor." Neither of us moved. Then 3 more taps, slower this time. Tap, tap, tap. Connor stood up immediately. "Nope." He walked to the window and reached for the blinds. "Don't," I said, way too fast. He turned. "Why?" "Because I didn't want to see whatever was out there." But I couldn't say that. Before I answered, the tapping stopped again. Connor opened the blinds anyway. Nothing. Empty backyard, fence, shed, moonlight. He laughed. "You're getting haunted by a squirrel." But when he opened the window and leaned out, his face changed. "What?" He pointed down. There were muddy footprints on the siding below the window. Bare footprints, like someone had climbed straight up the wall. Connor left 20 minutes later. He joked about it the whole way out, but I could tell he was unsettled. I barely slept. The next morning, I checked outside. There were no footprints anymore. Not on the siding, not on the ground. Nothing. I didn't tell my parents. I didn't want them panicking or cutting the trip short. Instead, I bought a cheap security camera online and mounted it facing my bedroom window from inside the room. That night, I kept every light on. Nothing happened. The camera recorded 8 hours of empty footage. Same thing the next night. Then Monday came. I worked an evening shift and got home around 11:40 p.m. As soon as I pulled into the driveway, I noticed my bedroom light was on. I knew I had turned it off before leaving. I sat in the car staring at the window. Then the light switched off. I called out loud to no one. Nope. I backed out of the driveway and drove to a gas station. From there, I called Connor. He came over with me 20 minutes later. We searched the whole house together. Nothing missing, no broken locks, no one inside. The upstairs bedroom window was unlocked. I knew I had locked it. Connor said maybe I forgot. Maybe. But I was starting to feel something worse than fear. I was starting to feel watched. That night, we checked the camera footage. At 9:17 p.m., the bedroom door slowly opened. No one visible. Then the blinds moved. Then the camera lost signal for exactly 4 minutes. When it came back, the room was empty again. Connor looked at me. You need to call the police. I did. An officer came by, checked the house, and basically implied it was stress or a prank. He recommended motion lights and making sure doors stayed locked. That helped a lot. Not. The next night, I slept downstairs on the couch. At 2:03 a.m., I woke to footsteps above me. Slow footsteps. In my bedroom. Back and forth. Back and forth. I called 911 while whispering. They arrived in 7 minutes. Those 7 minutes felt like an hour. The footsteps continued the entire time. When police searched upstairs, no one was there. But my bedroom closet door was open. Inside, written on the wall in black marker, were the words, "Stop looking at the window." I moved into a motel that same morning. I didn't even pack much. Just clothes, laptop, essentials. I told my parents there was a plumbing leak. They offered to come home. I said no. I didn't know how to explain any of it. The police dusted for prints and found nothing useful. No forced entry, no signs of trespassing, no camera suspect. The inside camera somehow corrupted every night something happened. I stayed in the motel for 4 nights. Then my mum called. "Tyler, why are you in the backyard?" My blood ran cold. "What?" "I'm looking at the Ring camera. There's a guy standing by the shed wearing your hoodie." I was 30 minutes away, and dozens of printed photos of me, sleeping through my bedroom window, at my desk, changing clothes, watching TV. Some were taken from outside, some were taken from inside my room. The police finally took it seriously. They said someone had likely been entering the house for weeks, maybe longer. I nearly threw up hearing that. I stayed with Connor after that. His apartment was small, but I felt safer. For a while, nothing happened. Then one night, around midnight, Connor came into the living room holding his phone. "You tell anyone where I live?" "No." He showed me the screen. Unknown number. Text message. "Nice place. No upstairs windows." Attached was a photo of the apartment building taken from across the street. We called police again. They patrolled the area. Nothing. Connor wanted me gone after that. He tried to be nice about it, but I understood. I was bringing something dangerous with me. So I went back home. Not because I wanted to, because I was out of options. I installed stronger locks, bought outdoor cameras, kept a bat beside the bed. The first 2 nights were quiet. On the 3rd night, every camera went offline at 1:11 a.m. all at once. Then came the tapping. Tap, tap, tap. Right outside the bedroom window. I didn't move. I held the bat and stared at the blinds. Then a voice whispered through the glass. "Tyler." My entire body locked up. It sounded like my father, except my father was in Arizona. Then the voice changed. Now it sounded like Connor. "Open up." Then my own voice. "Let me in." I ran downstairs and out the front door. I slept in my car in a grocery store parking lot until sunrise. The next day, I hired a private security company to inspect the property. They found something police missed: a narrow crawl space behind the upstairs bathroom wall, accessed through a panel in the garage. Inside were blankets, snack wrappers, batteries, and a small speaker system wired into vents. Someone had been living inside the walls, listening, watching, speaking through hidden speakers. That should have been the end. Real explanation, real person. But it wasn't. Because they also found something else. No dust in the crawl space. Fresh footprints, leading to a dead end. No exit, no person. And on the wood panel at the far end, carved deeply into the beam, "I never left." Police tore open more walls. Nothing. No hidden tunnel, no suspect, no DNA hit. My parents came home immediately and sold the house within 2 months. I moved to Seattle. New apartment, secure building, no ground floor windows, no shared attic. For nearly a year, nothing happened. Then last month, I woke at 2:14 a.m. to tapping. Tap, 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 coming from the glass of my bedroom window. I live on the 14th floor. Additional part. Continue after main story. I didn't move. The tapping continued at the bedroom window on the 14th floor. Tap, tap, tap. There was no balcony, no ledge, nothing outside but open air and city lights far below. I slowly reached for my phone and checked the security app for the apartment hallway camera. No one outside my front door. No one in the hallway. The tapping stopped. Then it came again, this time from the closet door. Tap, tap, tap. I backed away from the bed and grabbed the lamp from the nightstand like it was a weapon. The closet door trembled once, then slowly opened by itself. Inside was darkness. My clothes hung perfectly still. Nothing moved. I turned on every light in the apartment and didn't sleep at all. The next morning, building management checked the outside maintenance platform and roof access. No signs of trespassing, no ropes, no equipment, no explanation. I almost convinced myself it was stress again. Then I noticed something missing. My old hoodie. The same grey hoodie I used to wear back in Portland. I searched every drawer, every closet, every hamper. Gone. That night I stayed at a hotel across town. At 1:52 a.m., my phone buzzed with a notification from the apartment camera. Motion detected in bedroom. I opened the live feed. My bedroom door was open. A man stood inside the room wearing my grey hoodie, face hidden, tall, still, watching the camera. I called police immediately and drove back behind them. When officers entered the apartment, no one was there. But my bedroom window was unlocked, and on the inside of the glass, written in fog, were 3 words: "I found you." Police checked the cameras in the lobby. No one had entered. No one had left. No elevator logs, no stairwell movement. Nothing. I broke my lease 2 weeks later. I moved again. Different city, different state. I never told anyone where. That was 8 months ago. Nothing happened since, until last night. I got home from work and found a small package sitting outside my door. No shipping label, no return address. Inside was my old grey hoodie, still damp, and folded inside it was a handwritten note. "You finally looked outside." Additional extension. I should have thrown the package away. Instead, I brought it inside. The hoodie smelled damp, like it had been left outside in the rain for days. I checked every pocket before touching it again. In the front pocket, I found a folded Polaroid photo. It showed the outside of my current apartment building, taken at night. My bedroom window was circled in black marker, written underneath, "Nice view." I called the police, but by the time they arrived, there was nothing they could do except take the photo and file another report. No fingerprints, no cameras in the hallway caught anyone leaving the package, no witnesses. That same night, I pushed a chair under the doorknob and stayed awake with every light on. At 2:14 a.m., my phone buzzed. Unknown number. A text message with no words, just a picture. It was me, sitting on my couch, holding the phone, taken from somewhere inside the apartment. I spun around so hard I nearly fell. No one there. I searched every room, under the bed, closets, bathroom shower, kitchen cabinets, nothing. Then another message came. "Look behind the mirror." My bathroom mirror was mounted flat against the wall. Hands shaking, I pulled it down. Behind it was a narrow cutout in the drywall. Inside were 3 things: a flashlight, a disposable camera, and another note. "You always search too late." I left the apartment before sunrise and never went back alone. When maintenance opened the wall later, they found only empty space between the beams. No room, no crawl space, no place anyone could hide. I live somewhere else now, different name, different state. I never use curtains that stay open. I never answer unknown texts. And every time I move, I check behind every mirror first.